In this video, you will learn how to publish an Access database to a SharePoint site. I'm using Access 2010 and SharePoint 2010 for this demonstration. So let's go ahead and take a look at our SharePoint site to begin with. I'm going to click on All Site Content and take a look at the list that we have. As you can see, I don't have any list called restaurants or cities. I'm going to add those two lists to this SharePoint site from an Access database. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my Access database now. I'm going to click Enable Content and allow it to be a trusted document. And you'll see that I've already created two tables in this database, cities and restaurants. Next, I'm going to show you our relationships that we've created. Under Database Tools, if you click Relationships, it will show you the relationships that you've made. I've linked my city ID in the restaurants table to the ID in the cities table. This relationship will carry over to SharePoint when the lists are created there. So I'm going to go ahead and close this Relationships tab, and still in the Database Tools tab, I'm going to click the SharePoint icon. Now it's going to ask what the URL for your SharePoint site is. So I'm going to give it that URL and click Next, and SharePoint is going to begin creating those lists in SharePoint. Our tables have been created. I'm going to click Finish. What this has done has created lists in SharePoint for each of your tables and linked those tables together. It has also converted your tables in Access to SharePoint list. So now when I open up restaurants, what I'm looking at here is actually the SharePoint list. So let's go back to SharePoint. If I refresh this page, you'll see that I now have a cities list and a restaurants list. I'm going to go ahead and open up the restaurants list now, and you'll see that our data has come over from Access. Next, let's go up to the List tab and select List Settings. What we're going to do is add the city and state to this list. You'll notice that we've got a lookup column under City ID. I'm going to go ahead and click on that now. The City ID is a lookup back to the cities list. What we're going to do is add the city and state to our list so that it shows up. Click OK. You'll see that the City ID and City ID state columns have been added. If we go back and click on our restaurants list, now you'll see that these columns actually appear in our table. Let's go ahead and add an item to our list. If I hit Enter, you'll notice that it goes ahead and updates our city and their state from the city table. Let's go back to our Access database. You'll see that it's not here, but if I refresh, it goes out and pulls in that data. It is a two-way street. You can add both in SharePoint and in Access. This is just one of the ways to share Access databases in SharePoint. Look for more videos in the future.